Aboru, Aboye, Aboye Boshishe, Ogbo, Ato, Asure, Iwori Wofun. Good day to my viewers and to my listeners. As you all know, my name is Olariwaju Ifadamilare. I am here today to encourage us, to enlighten us, and to teach us. And today, I'll be speaking on the topic I titled Imitation. Imitation, which in my language, in Yoruba language, is being called Afarawe. Afarawe. But before I proceed, I quickly want to call our attention to the things we need to know about our tradition, about our culture in Yoruba system. Every tribe, every continent have their own culture and have their own tradition. So in African continent, we have our own Messiah, we have our own messenger, and his name is Orunmila. The divine follower of Orunmila, who happens to be his advocate here on earth, and known to be a Babalawo. The religion of Orunmila is what we tag to be Isheshe. That is, the traditional believers are known to be the Isheshe believers. And under this Isheshe, we have different categories. Different categories. There we have the Babalawos, we have the Onisheguns, we have the Adamshe, we have the Ogboni, we have the Oloshun, we have the Olokun, we have the Oniyemoja, we have the Olosoyin, we have the Ajagumale. We have different session or different group in the Isheshe community. So, the Babalawos are the ones that hear from Orunmila, that follow the rules and regulations of Olodumare through Ifa. Like I said in my previous videos, the Babalawos are known to be, you can refer to them as a medical doctor, because if you have a problem and you go to them, they will need to scan you to know the cause of that problem before they will know the solution to the problem. So the cause of scanning, the process of scanning is what we call Ifa divination process. So that is the Babalawos. So these people are born preacher of the word. They are born teacher of the word. So their purpose, their essence of existence is to teach and to preach the words of Olodumare, which is Ifa. If, however, you go to places, different places, and no Ifa divination is being made for you before they start giving you messages, know it at the back of your mind that you do not go to a Babalawo. So therefore, we do not want more damage to the name Babalawo. Our responsibility is to protect what we believe in, is to protect our heritage. So enough of the damage, because when you tell people you are a Babalawo, this is a Babalawo, they believe, because the name has been damaged, the image of that name has been damaged, especially by the foreign religion followers, the Yoruba movie producers. A lot has been damaged in our system, in our culture, and in our tradition. So I am saying this so that whoever might have the opportunity to come across this video, we know that Babalawo do not destroy. They are a builder, they are a preacher, they are a teacher. Their essence of existence is to liberate people from darkness into light. So thank you very much in that aspect. So now, Let's go back to our today's message, which I titled Imitation. Imitation. What do we mean by imitation? Imitation simply means copying someone else's work, copying someone else's attitude. When you are trying to do what somebody else has done, that is imitation. When you are trying to do what somebody else has done, that is imitation. You want to be like somebody, that is imitation. And imitation can be divided into two. We have the positive imitation and the negative imitation. So the positive imitation is when you are trying to copy the good things someone else has done. You also want to repeat that good things. That is positive imitation. And the negative imitation is when you are following a bad character. You want to be like a bad person. You are representing a bad image. So that is negative imitation. And I will bring my teaching from the Holy Odu Ifa of Otura in the right hand and the Idi in the left hand, which is called Otura D. It's also known to be Otura Aladi. In this particular Odu Ifa speaks about two major characters. And these two characters are Orunmila, Barami Agboniregun, and his friend, which is known to be Ajanaku. Orunmila, Barami Agboniregun, and Ajanaku. So they were good friends. In this particular Odu Ifa, Otura Aladi. Do not forget, we have 256 Odu Ifa. And each of these 256 has a countless messages of Olodumare. Because Otura Aladi, if each Babalawo had to keep speaking concerning Otura Aladi, you will realize that it has countless numbers of verses, minimum of 1,000 verses. So we are speaking on a particular activities of Orunmila and Ajanaku from that Odu Ifa Otura D. So that is where we are bringing the topic. So that doesn't mean that the Odu Ifa Otura D only has that single message that we want to bring out, which is called imitation. Ifa says, farawé mi kí n farawé ọ, ẹni Ọlọ́run bá ti dá kò ṣe farawé. Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà òpìtàn, bàbá ń lọ rèé ṣubú owó lọ́jà Ìjìgbò mẹ́kùn, ẹbọ lawó pó wá mú ṣe. Farawé mi kí n farawé ọ, ẹni Ọlọ́run bá ti dá kò ṣe farawé. Adífá fún Àjànàkú, Àjànàkú lọ rèé ṣubú ọbẹ̀ lọ́jà Ìjìgbò mẹ́kùn, ẹbọ lawó pó wá mú ṣe. These are the two characters in this Odu Ifa, in this particular chapter of the Odu Ifa, which is Orunmila and Ajanaku. So Orunmila and Ajanaku happens to be best friends. And do not forget, Orunmila is a Babalawo. Unfortunately for him, in this chapter, in this Odu Ifa, Orunmila was living in poverty. Baba was living in poverty, and he is a generous man who had helped a lot of people. He had helped a lot of people, and he is living in poverty. He wakes up one day and he went to his own Babalawo. He is a Babalawo. He also went to a Babalawo. That is why Yoruba will say, "Awo kin ri di ara re." That is, if you are a Babalawo, that does not mean you can solve the whole of your own personal problem. That means you still have to go outside to seek for more knowledge concerning a particular situation. So Orunmila went to make a divination from another Babalawo. And Oturadi was the Odu that came out for Orunmila. So he was asked to offer sacrifice if he were to come out of poverty. Pigeons, fish, rabbit, local chicken, and just mention them. Those were the items that he was asked to buy for the sacrifice in order for him to come out of poverty. And when Orunmila go back home, Baba began to think, because he doesn't have any, there's no money. Do not forget, he was living in poverty, and he wanted to come out of poverty. That was his major reason for that divination. And he was asked to offer sacrifice, and he has no money for the sacrifice. So he went back home. He was thinking how he's going to get money to buy those necessary items which he was asked to buy. Eshuodara happens to be another friend of Orunmila. From the creation of the universe, Eshu has been the friend of Orunmila. So, Eshu have to minister to Orunmila that, you see, you don't worry. I know you don't have money to buy all these items, but try, go to the market. When you get to the market, all these problems will be solved. Because Orunmila is a man of faith. So here, Ifa is literally telling us in this Odu that we should learn to have faith. We should learn to have faith. Sometimes you get some messages that has been whispered to your ear. You look left and right. You do not know where those messages are coming from. But you do not know that your guidance angels are the one telling you to do this, to do that. But because of ignorance, and because of not being in alignment, you do not know the essence of those messages. So Ifa speaks about faith here now in this Odu Ifa, because it should minister to Orunmila. Stand up and go to the market. The problem will be solved. He hearken and listen to the voice. That is faith. So he went to the market. On his way to the market, Eshu had turned himself to a big stone in the middle of the market. And Orunmila was an old man who was just struggling to make ends meet. He was hungry. There's no money to eat. There's nothing. There's no means of survival. So, in the course of him walking down to the market, he hit his leg on the stone, which Eshu has placed in the middle of the market, and Orunmila fell down. So when Orunmila fell down, it was the same Eshu who stood up and meet the people of the market that you people should come. Look at this old man. He fell down, and all of you are looking. And almost everybody in the market had been a beneficiary of Orunmila's benevolence. In other words, Orunmila had stretched his hands of goodness to everybody. When you go to him for a divination, he doesn't charge money. When you go for prayer, he doesn't collect money. So Orunmila had blessed so many people, even in the market, before he became broke. So when he got to the market and he fell down, it was Eshu that went to minister to different people from the market, that you people should come. See, Orunmila had fell down. You people should go and ask him why he has come to the market. So people began to rush in. Baba, what happened? Why are you here? Orunmila said he only came to buy rats. So the rat seller rushed to the store to bring 16 rats and gave it to Orunmila free of charge. Another person came. Baba, why are you here? He said, I came to buy fish. The fish seller rushed to our shop, packed 16 fishes, gave it to Orunmila free of charge. The chicken seller, the cook, so everybody. People began to bring gifts to Orunmila. And these gifts were so many that even 20 people cannot even pack it, let alone Orunmila. So Orunmila were also given a slave, 16 slaves, which Yoruba called Eru. He was given a slave, so that those slaves will now begin to work with Orunmila. They can help him to pack all those items down home. And because Orunmila being a generous man, so here in this Oturadi, Ifa is literally telling you not to be wicked, to always have compassion, have mercy on people, because you don't know what tomorrow will be. You cannot speak of how tomorrow will be. So you can only speak of today. Even today, nobody knows it all. The fact that Orunmila had helped so many people in the past, everything now turned out for good in his favor. So everybody he had helped, they stood up. No, this man is not like this. When I had a problem, I went to him. He solved my problem without collecting money. Everybody began to bring out good confession, good testimony of what Orunmila had done in their life. So, however, after being given 16 slaves, he was given a horse, which Yoruba called Eshin. He was given 2 horses. So he was taken on one horse, then the other horse was used to guide him down home. So Orunmila came to the market with nothing. He came to the market with nothing, with just faith. And he left the market with countless of things. He came empty and he left with everything. So he now became very popular in the community. He was very, very famous, to the extent that the news got to his best friend, which is Ajanaku. So Ajanaku now decides, because he knew, he had been told everything that happened to Orunmila, the process where Orunmila felt, how he felt, and how everything works out for him. So Ajanaku now decides to imitate Orunmila based on the information he had concerning the whole situation, concerning how his situation turned around. The next day, Ajanaku wakes up, he went to the market, he got to the same spot where Orunmila failed. Ajanaku also decided to fail. So in the process of him falling down, Eshu also touched the heart of the people of the market, that you people should come, look at this man. Because Ajanaku was not in alignment with nature. He wasn't in alignment with the Shodara. He wasn't in alignment with Olodumare. If he make a divination, he would never even bother to make a sacrifice to appease Eshu. So Eshu was upset. That's so, because I helped Orunmila yesterday. Orunmila is my friend. You are not my friend. That doesn't make Eshu a bad person. But it is what you give that you will receive. Apart from Orunmila being a friend of Eshu, everybody can be friends with Eshu. Presently, I'm a friend of Eshu, because I am doing the right thing. I am in alignment with the energy. So Ajanaku at that moment wasn't in alignment with the energy that rules the world. So Eshu speaks to the people of the market that, look at this man, is only trying to imitate Orunmila. And in the course of that, the people of the market, they took up stone, pick up cane, pick up stick, and they began to beat Orunmila. They began to beat Ajanaku. So they beat Ajanaku to the extent that he wasn't conscious of anything. So he was taken down to his house. That was how Ajanaku received shame from the market. What are we bringing out of this teaching? Do not forget, imitation. Imitation. Ajanaku imitates Orunmila, and he do not receive the favor Orunmila received, because he wasn't in alignment with nature. Permit me, it's raining, so when I started the video, the weather has changed, so I thought I would finish the video before the rain will start, but I still need to finish the video even while it rains. Thank you. So Ajanaku imitated Orunmila, and his plan do not come to pass. It was disgrace. Orunmila, when he heard about the story of Ajanaku, Orunmila was now rejoicing. He was thanking his Babalawos. And his Babalawos was now thanking Ifa, while Ifa was thanking Olodumare, the creator. So here, Ifa is telling us, if we want to imitate, let our imitation be a positive imitation. Let our imitation be a positive imitation. Whatever we are doing, we should always remember to acknowledge that the word does not just come. The word began from somewhere. And there are energies that controls the world. So if you are in alignment with those energies that controls the world, you have the opportunity to live a good and pleasant life. Imitation. Imitation has destroyed a lot of things in our society today, to the extent that nobody knows what is right from what is wrong anymore. Nobody knows what is right from what is wrong anymore. Imitation has destroyed a lot of marriages. Imitation has destroyed a lot of relationships. Imitation has destroyed a lot of friendship. In career aspect, imitation has destroyed a lot of people's ambition. My friend is a medical doctor. I also want to become a medical doctor, without asking from your Ori if your Ori is in alignment with you becoming a medical doctor. So when you imitate your friend who is a medical doctor, definitely there's going to be a failure and problems. Because somebody, his husband, bought his wife a car, you as a woman, you as a housewife, you also want your husband to buy you a car without knowing what your husband is going through financially. In the course of that, there will be problems in the home. Imitation. Let us always take note to acknowledge our presence and the energies that controls our Hori before we imitate. And if, however, we are going to imitate, let our imitation be a positive imitation. Let our imitation be a positive imitation. And if you listen to the story of Orunmila and Ajanaku very well, you will be able to know that Ajanaku want to imitate Orunmila, but it did not do the right thing, because Orunmila went for a divination. Orunmila had the intention of making a sacrifice to Eshu so that he can come out of poverty. Ajanaku do not go for a divination with any Babalawo. So he only choose to imitate Orunmila. So that is a negative imitation. That is selfishness. That can also be tagged to be a jealousy. So let us watch our behavior, let us watch our attitude, because of our future, because of our tomorrow. And I hope I've been able to inspire you. I hope you've been able to get one or two messages from today's teaching. Thank you very much. My name remains Olarewaju Ifa Damilare. And do not forget once again, Babalawo, they are man of integrity. They are man of honor and they are man of dignity. They are not a destroyer, they are a builder. Know this and no peace. Elabore, elaboye, elaboye, boshishe, ogbo, ato, asure, iworiwo fun. Thank you once again.